all these things, and you know, I was just feeling shy. So I would never speak to him, but I would get booked to do sessions. You know, I would get booked to play synth on Stanley's sessions. And his handwriting was atrocious. So he'd give me these parts, and I can't read music all that well anyway. So he'd give me these parts, and I could never figure out what they meant. And Stanley's attention span was very short, so he'd give me these parts, and he wasn't really interested in hanging around any longer. So he'd say, I'm just going to go and make a phone call. And he never came back from these phone calls. So I would just ignore the parts and just put anything onto these tracks that I felt like. And he obviously liked it, because one day he phoned me up, and it was like the shortest conversation I ever had. You know, I lifted up the phone, and it wasn't like hello or anything. It was just Stanley going, Hans, would you like to do a film with me? And I said, yes. And he said, good, and hung up. And that was, what was the first thing we did? It was Eureka, you know, the Nick Rogue film. Da hat mir das größte Kompliment gegeben. Ich habe ihm ein so ein Ding vorgespielt, und da hat zu mir gesagt, das ist wirklich sehr gut, Junge, das ist wirklich sehr gut. Und weißt du, das ist das erste Mal, dass ich das sage, vor meinem ersten Martini. Also das war das größte Kompliment, das ich je vom Nick gekriegt habe. Und dann hat er es auch allen Leuten gesagt, wie gut die Musik war und so weiter und so weiter. Und irgendwie war es natürlich schwierig für mich, weil der Stanley hat ja alle seine Filme geschrieben eigentlich. Und dann musste ich auf einmal in den Schuhen da vom Stanley folgen. Und ich meine, das erste Stück hat 6 Wochen gedauert, bis es da war. Einfach weil ich da so Hemmungen gehabt habe. Ja, much sweeter. I like things which are done by hand, apart from anything. You know, I'm surrounded by all this computer crap, and I like people who play their instruments, you know. No, I use a lot of sample instruments all the time, because it's my writing process. See, the way I think it works with my music is, I am the writer. At the same time, I'm the first interpreter of it. Everything anybody in the orchestra plays, I have played at one point into the computer. And I can then play them an interpretation of a one-man band. This is how Hans has felt this piece, you know. And then basically I say to them, now go crazy. You know, now you see where I'm heading. You see the Spannungsbogen of my thoughts, as it were. You know, now interpret this, now make this your own. You know, and that's when the fun stuff starts coming in, because then it becomes this sort of question-answer thing. Okay, Hans says this, we answer with our ideas, with our feelings, with our humanity, as it One of the things I really do admire about the way you handle people is you've always done this with me. You always have a way of telling me I'm doing complete shit and I should do it again, and I get really excited about it. Yes, Nick's giving me another chance to like spend a sleepless night. This is great. You got this. It's very subtle. Does he do that to you, Tony?
I phone him in the middle of the night. I phone him in the middle of the night. But he's got Christine said, don't answer that, you know who it is. You know who it is.
Wrong notes. Sorry, wrong notes. Yeah, sorry, Tony, I got creative there for a second. I won't ever do it again. Cut him off in his prime. Fucking noise. Who we got going on? Oh, the cymbalom. Hang on. I forgot to tell you, Tony, there's a cymbalom doubling the top line most of the time.
Learn to do the chords first.
Sorry, there goes the feel, there goes the magic.
I love that. I love that thing between which art. There is one art, no more, no less, to do all things with artlessness. And that's what I think. Once you spot that in an artist, then you're in a good presence. And then Hans has that. He does things with one art, no more, no less. He has that gift of artlessness.
Ich habe heute Morgen Sibelius im Auto gehört und gedacht, wie fragmentiert der eigentlich schreibt. Weißt du, es ist, als würde er nie seinen eigenen Melodien he doesn't trust his own melodies. So he goes to somewhere else very, very quickly, which is a tendency I have as well, you know, it's like insecurity, but you know, with The World Apart, I mean, with Chris heard there's something dignifying about it, you know, and he was the man who said, this is good, and then that's when I started believing it myself, that I could get away with, you know, it's so simple, you know, and I think that's what he liked, but I mean, you know, it's pretty simple as well, you know, and he manages to sit on that one for a whole, you know, for a whole movement of a symphony.
Da hast du ja schon deinen typischen Stil auch so schon.
Das heißt typischer Stil. Ich versuche kein typischer Stil zu sein. Nee, das Problem hier ist, ich habe das kleine Ding da für den Chris geschrieben. Und es war irgendwie nur, weißt du, das sollte so ein zweites Motiv werden oder so.
Ja.
Aber dem Chris hat das so gut gefallen, dass das auf einmal viel mehr Platz im Film eingenommen hat. Und das war das dann, was der Barry Levinson gehört hat. Und deswegen klingt Rain Man eigentlich sehr ähnlich.
Barry Levinson hatte den anderen gesehen, ne? So war's.
Nein, ich habe ja den Film nie gesehen. Ich glaube, der hat World Apart nie gesehen. Seine Frau hat es gesehen und sie hat ihm die CD gekauft. Und er hat dann einfach sich irgendwie an die Musik gewöhnt und kam dann nicht mehr so richtig weg davon. Also das Hauptthema, das ja das ist das, was nie ganz geklappt hat. Und dann diese nicht so wichtigen Themen sind eigentlich viel besser. Also dieses Leaving Walbrook,